Coming up in this episode of the KickCast, we learn about reflection technology, gems will help shape the future, and a live performance from Karlie McKinnon. All that more coming up, so sit back and relax. It's time for the KickCast. Hey everybody, it is time for another episode of the KickCast, the podcast, where we go out, find cool projects, and let you know if you should backtrack or sack them. I am Ktdata, and it is not a KickCast without this man who is so dedicated to getting the perfect shot. He is willing to take apart school property and just be like, I'm Drew Tyler, I can do what I want. The one and only Drew Tyler. How are you doing, Drew?
Very good, very good. It wasn't even school property. Oops. It was a Head Start building. We were shooting inside of a Head Start building, and I kept saying, it's not that loud, it's not that loud, because they couldn't turn on the lights without turning on the bathroom fan for this kid's classroom. And so it's only about 20, 30 minutes into the shoot, I was like, just a minute. And I climbed in the bathroom. They had the tiniest toilet I have ever seen. And so I couldn't stand on the toilet because I couldn't get high enough. So I pulled a chair in the bathroom, climbed up in the ceiling, and just disconnected the whole vent. And anyway, yes, I dismantled it. And it was quiet until the kid in the classroom next to us, while we're shooting our stuff, I start hearing this kid go, "Rawr, rawr." And I just was like, keep control of your kindergartners. I'm trying to make a movie in here. No, it really would. Yes, I'm not above dismantling things. I've done it in hotel rooms aplenty.
Yeah, I was impressed on how quickly you dismantled it too. I'm like, holy crap, this is not his first time doing this.
Yeah, it does. It feels like Mission Impossible. I get in there, I'm like, go, but the 2 wires, red wire, green wire. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, sir. I'm glad to join you. This is exciting. We had a great show today.
Oh yeah, we have a great show, and so if you guys don't watch the show, first of all, welcome to the show. I love it. Welcome. We have an amazing show. We have a interview from Karlie McKinnon and her album of Oaks and Ashes, and this, I can't.
Are you pretty excited about it?
I never saw this. That we're going to have our first live performance ever on any KTData.net show.
Oh wow!
Ever at all. So
it's worth it. It's a good way to kick it off.
Yeah,
it's solid.
Yeah, it's a great way. So you guys got to check that out. But before we go into that, we got a couple projects to go in. No news this week because in the U.S., there's this holiday called Thanksgiving where essentially the entire nation decides to get 20 pounds fatter each person.
Right. And then stampede each other the day after.
Stampede each other the day after and make themselves extremely poor.
Yep.
On there. So let's just jump into these projects. And it is also an all request episode. All these projects were sent in. Yep. On here, and Drew and I, we didn't really pick anything. We're like, we'll take them all.
It's referred. Let's do this.
On that. All right. So, Drew, you're a professor,
Indeed.
And you do have classes after lunch, right?
All the time. I have classes during lunch. Sometimes I skip lunch for classes.
Yeah. And on those days when you have lunch, you walk into the cafeteria and you're like, what smells so good? And it's like, ooh, is that spinach? That spinach sandwich right there?
Boiled spinach sandwich.
That sounds delicious.
I hate spinach. Baby spinach. Yeah, okay, I'll do a baby spinach salad. There you go.
Yeah, or you're just having a good sandwich on there. It has all these leafy greens and whatnot on there, and you're like, that's great. And you're like, oh crap, I got to go to my next class. Show up to the next class and you start teaching. It's like, all right, these are the secrets for you to be able to get into the industry and make big bucks and live a wonderful lifestyle and be like, yeah, I know Drew Tyler.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
But you're noticing all your students just chuckling at you, and you're like, "What's going on?" I'm funny, but not this funny.
This happens more often than I would like. Like that they're not tuned into me, but they're tuned into me, and they're saying things and chuckling and tweeting, and I'm checking my fly. I'm looking for what's crap is stuck on my Yeah, you know what's up.
Yeah, and then you turn and you look at the reflection of the glass, in your classroom, and you're like, "Oh crap! I got some of that spinach stuck in my teeth." How are we going to solve that on there?
So nothing you can do.
Our project tonight actually solves this, and I love the name. It's called Shit in My Teeth.
Shit in my teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some shit in my teeth.
Yeah. So and I love it. This was sent in by Eric Noyes, and he actually is the project creator on there. But I love this. Okay.
He solved a big problem.
Yeah, so I love how he does it. He calls it a mirror and excavation tools, but in the video, I love that he said they discovered reflection technology to help solve this issue.
It's a mirror.
Yeah. And what's great, so it comes with a mirror, and then it also comes with all these excavation tools, which
is hilarious. Yeah. There's like a pickaxe, a sword, an axe. Oh,
and it has a laser guided missile.
cannot miss.
Oh man, yeah. So like it's on the surface, it's pretty basic, it's pretty much fancy toothpicks on there.
Right,
But
right.
this is gold. This is Kickstarter gold. This is how you get people who will back your project on there. Is he just took a great spin to it. First, the name Shit My Teeth. It's
good.
like, is that not fun to say?
It is kind of fun to say because it makes me feel like kind of a backwoods guy, but it also lets me say shit.
Yeah. And the second of all is videos. He has 2 videos in there, and they are both equally hilarious. I mean, because who would have thought something as boring as toothpicks could be interesting in here? I watched both of them, and I was just laughing, and I'm like, I love these.
It's yeah. He's got definitely a humorous take on it. It's just right.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, I decided to pick this project before I even saw the video, which is usually rare.
That is really rare
on there. Because I was at work, so I wasn't really supposed to be looking at videos on there. So I read his copy real quick, and I just started chuckling. I'm like, this is going in the show. No questions asked. This is going to be in the show no matter what on there. And like, he just has, like, look at this. So his backing levels for the lowest level, which is $5, I think personally perfectly reasonable for these. And he says, "Tell food, you're not the boss of me. Get Shit My Teeth."
That's the title. That's the level. It's a good one to back.
Or there's Fight the Global War on Shame. Like, I love these levels. And
rediscover two-way eye contact with a friend, family member, or colleague.
Yeah, and enjoy your spinach salad with your friend while riding on the Channel or across the Serengeti. I mean, I love it.
And all of those are up to like $13, which at a Kickstarter, I'm used to backing $25, $35, $45 for things. And here, it's such a simple item. I know you show pictures of it, but they come in as kind of flattened credit card size.
Yeah, so you can just keep it in your wallet.
Just slide that in your wallet, and you've got reusable toothpicks that you can missile guide out, or if you have multiple ones, then they're disposable. You use it once, that pickaxe, and then toss it out. But they are. It's just fantastic. I love also the instructions that he has for this. If you go down, you can look at. He has 1, 2, and 3. Number 1, locate the shit. Number 2, pick a tool. Number 3, get the shit out. Bring the fight to spinach, popcorn, ribs. So I love, and he's gone all out. Like, even the delivery stuff that he's got coming to you is going to be fantastic little, I don't know, like little Secret Service type of things. So I got to say that it's nice to see another professor. You said he was a professor, right? He's teaches undergrad. I think his initial thought process for this 2 years ago was being in front of a bunch of undergrads with shit in his teeth. It happens. I need sweat taco surveillance. That's what I need, something like that. But this is fantastic. For me, this is a total back. It's a great price point, a fantastic conversation starter, plus a wonderful, just witty idea.
Yeah, for me, it's a back. I mean, look at me. I'm excited about toothpicks right now. I never thought I'd be excited about something like that. And his mirror, which I still can't get over reflection technology. I was
we have the technology.
So genius on there. So this one's a back for me.
Yep. Eric Noyes, thanks for reaching out to us. Appreciate it.
Yes,
and
thank you,
he must
Eric.
watch the show because he knows that we love this kind of stuff.
Yeah, so make sure you guys go check it out. He has 37 days ago, and he's like $1,000 short from his goal. Go help him out. Just every little bit helps, and I love it.
200 plus, well, almost 200 people are backed right now. He's done a great job of updating, and he, he's paying attention. If you talk about projects, and we talk about getting that engine revving before you go, but there's also a moment within the actual campaign where you've got to continue to reach out to new sources to gather in more backs. So wonderful.
Yeah. So I love it. All right, Drew. Our next project right here is. Should we do a disclaimer that you may or may have?
I have something to do with this one.
Slightly involved on this?
Yeah, I had something. It was referred to us, but I had something to do with this one.
All right. So take it away.
So our next project for today is a book by a friend of mine called Logan, by a friend of mine, Logan Mickle. He's an adjunct professor as well. This is the whole professor theme.
Teacher nepotism. I feel left
yeah,
out
right,
because I am
right.
not, like, you guys may not know this, but I never went to Weber State University.
Never did.
I knew Drew from other means.
That's right. My other life. So Logan wrote a book a year ago, and I believe it was last fall that he came to me as an adjunct English professor, and he was like, "Hey, I'd love to get some help putting together a quick video for Kickstarter." And having done this show for so long, I was like, "Great, I'd love to help you with Kickstarter." So I shot him up a quick video and started putting it together, and had edited 9/10 of it. And he came back and said, "Well, life's too busy. I'm going to put this on hold. I'm not launching the Kickstarter. Here's the money I owe you for doing the video," which I only was like, no, I didn't.
Whoa, he paid
quite,
you.
He paid me, and I didn't quite even finish, so I gave him half. I was like, no, I don't need all that. We'll see what we can do, because he didn't use it. It wasn't launching. So I sat on it, and about September or so of this year, October, not too long ago, about 6-8 weeks ago, he said, "Hey, I finally found a little bit of breathing room in life, and while I got my first run of my book, and I'm starting to do a little revision on it, I'm looking now for some marketing funds and some other opportunities for distribution. So I am going to launch Kickstarter. I just need to revamp that video. Do you still have it?" And sure enough, I brought it up, and he was like, "I'm not going to bother you anymore. If you'll send it to me, I'll recut it." And I said, "Well, Logan, what are you cutting in?" "Oh, I'll just find Windows Movie Maker, and I'll make a few edits and add voiceover."
Don't do that.
I was like, "You know what, buddy? I have got the whole day off tomorrow. Well, off. I don't have anything planned tomorrow afternoon. Come by my office and let's cut it together." So we spent like 3 hours together just reworking the VO and finishing up the edit so that he could walk away with the finished piece. Because, and here's why, I love the book. So let me tell you about the project. He wrote a book called The Gem People, and his kind of germ of inspiration for this was because he too has 3 little girls who are almost the exact same ages as my 3 little girls. In fact, I believe we found out that up until they moved recently, but our older 2 girls went to school together. But The Gem People is this book that he has written about basically about trying to figure out how to word it without being creepy and weird, but it's about how we live among other people, and we don't want to take people for granted. And so he wants his girls to grow up in a society where they are thought of as more than just bodies, right? More than just sex symbols, or just about he has in video, he talks about how he doesn't want his girls. Well, he knows that when they grow up, people are going to rank them. People are going to judge them based on their looks and their appearances. And it has nothing to do with who they are, their value as a person, their intellect, or the kindness. It's all kind of based on appearance. And so he wrote this Gem People story to kind of explore what one boy's decision is. So it's a young adult novel where one boy kind of discovers this hidden society of gem people, and it's his job to protect them from the town that they're in. So I got behind the book, and he gave me a copy of that first draft, and I've read some of it, and it just feels like this is perfect. As my girls start to question themselves a little bit more as they get older and older, they'll question, like, wait, am I skinny enough? Do I look good enough? Why doesn't that boy like me? I dread that as a father.
It's because boys are idiots.
It's exactly right, and I try to tell them. But something like this is a great book with a great message that says, here's how, this is how you should be treated. This is how you should, how we should think of people deeper than their skin. So I'm a shallow guy. When I was a boy, I was that retarded boy. It's taken me many years of having kids and having a perfect wife to go, oh, wow, I was really shallow. So now I'm like half shallow. Anyway, so I guess I love the idea. It was him as like an angry father that sparked this novel. So for me, totally aback. He's done everything right with this project because, like I said, he came last year and then kind of shut it down for a minute. During that whole last year, he has been gathering people together, sharing the book with other publishers and people, and talking about it and getting them online. So when he launched this not too long ago, it was maybe a week and a half ago, when he launched it, they were all lined up, ready to go. He's already got 70 backers, and he's already met his goal and then some. So he did it right. He used that time to gather some steam,
and that just shows you the importance. Always, having that audience that was willing to kind of go into your project and get them ready for that, because he wouldn't have had that big of an audience before, but now they were all ready and they were all going. And I have to say, I mean, I love this picture. Like, I want to back it just for this picture
Yeah.
right here.
Oh, and he
alone.
draws it
That-
all too. He illustrates it too.
Yeah, I gotta say that looks sick. But even if you guys aren't, for me, this is a back because I love the story behind it. I love the artwork on here, and even if I didn't like it, I would help him back it just because of this pie chart he has right here. So
You like that?
So he gives you an idea, and you can see, 40% of the thing is going to the project itself. Reward shipping, printing things. He has his costs for an editor to get in the ISBN number and other licensing things, online advertising and marketing.
Yes, he wants to kind of push the page and do a little bit more with that. So yeah.
He also has 0.06% probably going to tacos. And if
So honest.
if my money goes towards anything, and it helps him get tacos, worth it.
Your
Totally
job is
worth it.
done.
I don't care about the rest of it as long as he can get some tacos out of it. I'm all in.
But you and I should do that.
As a fellow taco fan, I want to help him get tacos. And if he gets the rest, that's cool. But tacos.
You and I should totally back him with tacos, and at a level where he'll actually come and have lunch tacos with us, street tacos together.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. So yeah, it's a back for me.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's it's definitely a back for me. I think that I already have a copy of the novel that I've started on, but the artwork, the story that he's telling, totally behind that.
Yeah, and plus when you watch the camera work, you'll be like, man, that's like Emmy winning level.
It was fun.
And editing.
It was fun. We were in the middle of the library shooting it, and so we're trying to find fun places in the library. And he's got a zoom in his pocket, and I'm walking backwards with the DSLR trying to get the smooth walk. And it was fun to do. I could have handed him off to a student, but I was like, hey, this guy's this is like me, but the writer version of me. And so I was all for it.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the guy.
Oh man, so. Those are the two projects. Like I said, you guys can always have a chance to send us in. Email us at KickCast@Ktdata.net, and we'll do it. But now, Drew, this is what everybody's been waiting for, is we get to do an interview with Karlie McKinnon and about her album, and you'll be able to see a live performance. So take it away. All right, Drew, how about you introduce our special guest tonight?
Absolutely. I'm thrilled to introduce to our show tonight Karlie McKinnon. She is a friend of mine. She is working with me up at Weber on a couple of things, and she is a talented musician and artist, and she's been playing guitar and singing for many, many years, Karlie?
I actually started writing music when I was 7, so
it's been a long time. So Karlie has decided to launch a Kickstarter, and I've been privy to it for a couple of weeks before you even launched, right? I think you showed it to me and we talked about it a while ago, even over the summer. Was it possible that over the summer we had talked about it?
Yeah, I've been preparing for this for a long time.
So tell us a little bit about the project itself, what you're aiming to do and what your campaign is.
So what I'm aiming to do is record an album. Give me another. Sorry. Say the
You want another question? Okay, one more question. Ready?
Okay.
I know I shouldn't have stacked them so deep. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
So the name of your campaign is Oaks and Ashes, the name of the album. As far as you've told me, and as I've gathered from the KickCast from the Kickstarter page, you're looking for just a little bit of funding, and it's only about $4,000 that you're looking for, and that's not much for crowdfunding these days. I think that's a great amount, especially for finishing and mastering an album. That's not that much. So tell us a little bit about where this album has come from and how long you've been working on this album to date.
Okay, so I've been working on this album for about a year, honestly. I had the idea. It was kind of a crazy idea. And these are my long-term goals, and are my steps towards it, is to do a documentary about touring. So I had a few friends who wanted to be a part of that, and I said, all right, so I have to get everything put together in order to do it. And it's been a dream of mine to do an album that is really like good, something that I could be proud of, that I could put out there that's just as good as anything out there, that can match my goals and my vision in regards to music. So I started out at the beginning of the year, and I just researched, and I really wrote, and I really arranged a lot of my music. And then I had an engineer, and things just weren't really jiving too well there in regards to having it meet my goals. And so I started with the producer in August, and it's become amazing and incredible.
So now it's coming around, because you've been working on this for a long time, and yeah, it's kind of key to have the right person doing that, especially when it involves creative work.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else we could have you talk about. I know that you have been, playing music and doing this type of stuff for a long time. How many shows a year do you play, and how often do people kind of find you out in the world playing live?
Playing live. Like my fan base, like
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just how often? Like, is this something that you do once a year and be like, oh, hey, it's my show, or is this something that you pursue often?
I pursue. I play. I played today. I played a little show today for people on campus. I'm gonna play next week for people at Weber State. I generally play 2 shows a month. I play more in the summer. During the year, things kind of get a little bit crazy, so I generally do 1 or 2 a month shows.
Very cool. But you've never done an album. Have you ever recorded any songs before this?
I've done like small EPs. I've never done something to this magnitude. This is my first time with a real producer, with connections, with mastering, and with all of that.
Okay, so with this project, tell us a little bit about where the funding is going to go. You're halfway to your goal. If I can pull it up real quick, you're about a little under halfway. You've got 30 plus people backing with almost 3 weeks left to go.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us what are the funds for? What are you going to be able to do or trying to do with this campaign?
Okay, so I'll be able to pay my producer.
That'd be nice. I bet he'd like that. I don't even pay my producer.
I'll be able to pay my producer. I'll be able to pay a mastering and mixing engineer, and then a distribution.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll be using a lot of my own money for that as well, but all of that's going to be going towards those 3 main elements.
And all those are very expensive, and so I was surprised to see that you're only looking for $4,500. But it makes sense that it's a labor of love, and at some point you've got to throw some cash in there to make the labor actually happen. So
yeah, and I was actually hoping to avoid doing a Kickstarter because it's a risk and it's scary.
Oh, yeah.
It's really putting yourself out there. So I did lots of shows over the summer doing fundraising and doing a lot of pre-sales that way. So I have those funds as well going towards it.
Excellent.
So
Kevin?
So it looks like, how did you come up with the $4,000 range? Because I actually went and looked back while you guys talking. Like our friend Jason Howell, he wanted $4,000 to master his album too. So I'm curious, is that kind of just like the standard price really out there? Or
yeah, I talked to my producer about it. He was wanting me to shoot for higher. And I got cold feet and I put it down to $4,500. So yeah, it's kind of a standard with everything I need to do. I just kind of added up in my mind what I needed and what I could foot myself, and came up with the lowest number possible that I could ask for.
Which makes sense. I mean, that's one strategy to say, all right, I've got to cross this bar so I know that money's there. Because if you set that too high, you don't get over the bar, nothing happens. That's the fun of the crowdfund. So tell us a little bit about your music, your style, and how you play. Like what would you say you sound like?
Lots of people tell me I sound like a mix between Ingrid Michaelson and Regina Spektor. With this album, my producer is a big instrumentalist. He likes to do a lot of experimental stuff. And so with his combination, it's kind of like a mix between Regina Spektor and St. Vincent. So kind of a little electronica, a lot of beat, and a lot of cool sounds mixing in with my more organic style.
Yeah, I was gonna say your stuff I've heard of yours is just very much almost like folksy, just mellow, beautiful voice, beautiful guitar, and clean. But he's actually putting in some different flavor.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Like I almost every time I work with him, he'll show me what he's been doing, and I just giggle because it sounds so cool, and it's something I couldn't do myself. Like, oh my gosh.
Cool. Well, would you mind throwing? Go ahead, Kevin.
Well, yeah. So I'm actually just curious because Oaks and Ashes is kind of the name of the album you're coming.
Yeah.
So there has to be a story behind coming up with that name for your album.
There is.
I read all about it today on a blog.
Yes, I actually just posted a blog about it last night about where it kind of came from. So it's kind of a little bit morbid where the base of it comes from.
It's a sweet morbid.
Yeah. So I was researching burials and like how I'd want to be buried if I died. And then I kind of was researching cremation. And there's this company in England where they have a biodegradable box where you put your ashes in, or urn, and then you choose a seed to grow out of your ashes, like a tree or something. And I wanted to be an oak tree. Like, that was the thing that, I know that sounds so weird. But what it comes down to is, like, I've suffered from some depression and a lot of like stuff like that. And it's kind of like, trying to think of the best way to put this. It's kind of just
Life's hard.
setting that aside, like letting that burn and letting that go, and then becoming strong through that adversity or through that hardship, if that makes sense. So that's kind of where the whole thing comes from. And that's kind of where my album is kind of what it's about. Like, the purpose of it is to help other people not feel alone if they feel alone, to rejoice with people, and just to be there for people.
Cool.
So
Very cool.
Yeah, I totally dig it. I mean, because one of the things that, I mean, you probably know, because Drew loves to say it's all about the story. And I love this kind of story where you're giving us this information. It gives that personal touch to it when, you know, some people are like, oaks and ashes, what? And then they hear the story, you know.
yeah.
I think that's a winner right there.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
If you got a few seconds, I mean, we've got a little bit left for the interview. I'd love to hear some of what you play, just so the folks that are listening to the podcast can hear the sound, and so they can come and look you up. And I know this is more organic, and that the album is going to have a little bit more beat to it, which I'm excited for. But I would love to hear you.
So I could give you a couple. There's a couple options here. I'm gonna make you choose.
Oh crap! No, you want to put limited edition anywhere in that too? Then
Yeah.
So I can show you a song that's gonna be the last song on the album, or I could do a cover of a Hunger Games song, which I'm kind of excited about.
All right, chat room, you guys help decide
Choose.
on there.
Yeah, we should figure out what they think as well.
Let the crowd choose.
Did you? Now, we talked about your Kickstarter video while they're choosing real quick. We talked about your Kickstarter video a little bit, and part of the feedback that me and others said was, can we hear some of what the new sound is like? Mm-hmm. Did some of that get put into the video?
It did, yeah. So you saw the video before I put that in, and it was just like straight me talking type of a thing. I added in a couple clips of the newer stuff that's being produced, with just some B-roll footage of some music videos I'm working on.
Oh, cool.
In there. So
excellent.
Yeah.
And then, so I had one more question about your project right now.
Yeah.
So are these pledges from people who've been kind of following you online, or are these, you know, organic ones that you've just been finding, or?
I found that I think I have 10 organic and 20 like friends, family.
And a lot of those you had found and had ready to go when you launched and said, please get in there, right? That was kind of a rev the engine before you get out there. I know that you did a lot of work beforehand.
I did a lot of work beforehand. I launched it and I emailed people saying like, hey, will you share it? And that sort of a thing. A lot of it was people I never asked for.
Oh,
so it was surprising.
Cool.
It was surprising. Like, the people I expected to donate, I haven't yet. And the people who I wouldn't imagine would do it have actually donated a lot of money. So
that's fantastic. Well, you've got 3 weeks left, and it looks like you've got a little hill to climb. What's your plan to get between here and that last $3,000? What is your plan?
My plan is emailing people still.
Okay.
And
grassroots.
And then also, I found that my blog posts are actually resonating with people. So I think just like I'm gonna do more posts, just going behind what the songs mean that are gonna be on the album, and just kind of be honest and vulnerable. And
I love that, because that's when you agreed, Drew. That's something a lot of people resonate with, is kind of that behind the scenes, what's driving all of this.
Yeah, give me a context to put that song or that story in, and I think that does connect with people, and then they want to support what it is that you're doing. So good you have a plan.
All right. And so it looks like the chat room has chosen, and they want to hear the original from the album. So, Drew, can I do this? I never thought I'd be able to do this in my entire life. You've done it as a radio DJ all the time.
Sure, but you post it up.
Yeah. All right, guys. This is Karlie McKinnon. It's a Ktdata.net first time anybody's ever performed on our network right here. I'm super excited. From hopefully her first full album, Oaks and Ashes, Karlie McKinnon.
Thank you. The song is called Ocean. are certain kind of words that fill me. And there are certain kind of sounds that do me. And there's a certain kind of boy that makes me wonder. It makes my heart feel like it could surrender. Trees are steady, they're still, they are changing. And I am like that little tree, steady wandering. And I know every little thing will make me wonder and make my heart feel like it could surrender. Give me something I can hold on to. Color me an ocean I can't wait. Color me, color me. Color me an ocean I can't wait. Just give me something I can hold. Give me something I can hold. Cover me in an ocean I can't wait. Just give me something I can hold on to. Color me in an ocean I can't wait. Color me, color me.
Wonderful.
I love it. I love it.
That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Very cool. Thank you, Karlie. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody. Go back her album. I am going to back it, and I'm like looking at the reward tiers now, and I have a feeling I may be backing at least on the $75 level on there because I want to see it live.
Right? Yeah. I don't know if you knew, but we on the show, Karlie, we do a backtrack or sack after we review a project, and so I give you a solid back. This is double thumbs up, solid back. This is a secret also that KT will back anything with the word exclusive. So if it says Kickstarter exclusive somewhere on your project, you can get them for like double the price. Just
that
okay. Exclusive, nobody else gets it.
You have exclusive songs that I will write for you. So
I sold you out.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Drew. Now everybody's going to put exclusive in everything. I'm going to be poor and on the street.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yes. So yeah, thank you so much, and everybody go check it out. You can see the notes in the show notes or in the lower third. Karlie, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us.
Yeah,
we love it, and we love hearing the stories from different people and just their experiences. And good luck on your project. I am rooting for you.
Yes,
thank you.
Keep us posted for the next couple of weeks as it closes up. Let us know how it's trailing. We'll watch it and we'll keep people updated.
All right, wonderful. Thanks so much, you guys.
Great. Thanks a lot. We'll see you soon.
Right. Yeah, sounds good. See ya.
Wow, Drew.
It's a good one.
That was a great interview, great performance. I'm still deciding: do I do 75 or do I do 50? Do I want the T-shirt or do I want a live concert?
I want the T-shirt.
I think I might go for the T-shirt because I like the T-shirt.
It's pretty cool looking, nice and simple.
But seeing it live, that would be cool too.
That's true.
It's like-
That's true. But she did say she plays quite a few shows, and I bet we could probably find a private life might be a little creepy for you and me and Karlie. That would be kind of like strange. I'd bring my family.
I have no one to bring.
Yeah. Oh.
You guys are all my friends.
Oh. We could do a live hangout online with all of the Ktdata.
Yeah, no, I was actually saying that. It's like if I had the money to back her top tier one where it was a private concert, I'd be like, hey, the audience is not live. We're just gonna do it over the internet so everybody can see it.
Everybody, she'd be hip to doing that because I think she shoots and edits and she's making music videos and she's kind of doing a lot of her own stuff.
And part of me is like, if that happens, maybe I can convince Drew to let us use the studio and have students run it, and then like what?
I could do that. I have that ability. Put her in the studio. You can run the TriCaster. We'll do a bunch of cameras on shoulders. Oh, let's make a plan.
Beautiful.
I'll tell her. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
We'll make our own cheer.
Yeah. All right. So if you guys love the show and you have projects or you're a project creator that wants to be on the show, let us know. Send us an email, kickcast@ktdata.net. Like I said, this entire show was all requests. People came to us and, we like sharing projects on there. Or, if you don't do the email thing, I like to do the email thing. You could do the Facebook thing, facebook.com/kickcast.
That's where Shit My Teeth came from, straight from Facebook.
Yeah, straight from Facebook. And I also post random things all the time on Facebook. So make sure you pay attention over there. Same on Twitter, @KickCast for the show, or @Night20 for the one and only Drew Tyler.
Yes, follow me there.
Or @KTData if you want to hear nonsensical stuff from me.
That's what we do.
Yeah, we
do.
also have Google Plus. I hang out over there and no one's there.
Yeah.
Plus.kickcast.net.
You'll never find me there.
On there. Or, come watch us live. We love
Always
it.
fun.
We love it when you watch us live. Our next show is going to be December 9th, if I can do the math in my head right.
Sounds good to me.
On there, and you can find that at live.kickcast.net. There's a chat room there. Laser Norm, D-Max is in there. Mr. Hawks is in there too, but I have a feeling he's like, hurry up, you suckers. I want to...
my show.
I want to do my show, which I will also be on this week. So make sure you guys go check it out if you can't get enough Asian in a week. All right, Drew, thank you so much for being on the show. I know how busy you are, and I love it, especially when the semester's nearing the end.
It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy, but I needed the release tonight. It was like, I'm doing all my shows tonight because I need out.
Yes, thank you so much, Drew. Thank you, all of you guys who watch, listen, however you consume the show, telepathically,
intravenously.
That's cool. Thank you all, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Night.
Bye.